Welcome back to our channels. We are Lucy and Rony, the couple binders. There's a statement my husband keeps mentioning. You keep saying that what breaks marriages is bad manners. He keeps saying that what is affecting marriages is mostly bad manners. So today I want, in our conversation, for him to break down to us what that means. Mr. K, what do you mean when you say it's bad manners that break marriages?
It's people come with their bad manners into a marriage, and they keep blaming the devil.
Mm-hmm.
I think sometimes Satan sits wherever he is, and then he gets shocked and is like, I didn't do anything. I didn't. They are blaming me for nothing. It's their bad manners. But truly, it's bad manners. When we were having a conversation and I think a training one time, sometime back on, called a faithful house. One of the pillars that holds marriage is what we call being humane. Being a human is a very important aspect. The funny thing is that when we go out into the working world, we keep saying, even on our CVs, we keep telling everyone, I can learn, I can unlearn,
and relearn. I have the capability to learn.
Then when people come into marriages, they say, that's how I was raised. I can't adjust myself from that. And then we keep telling our children the three magic words: please,
sorry,
thank you.
Thank you.
And it is so damn hard for people to say those things. Bad manners. I have seen couples, and I look at them and I'm like, goodness, how do these people survive? And if it was even, if I was just working with them, as in even seeing them a few hours, I wouldn't survive with a person like that. I think people need to work on those different areas of becoming more etiquette to each other.
Have more etiquette.
And trying to be human. That there are certain things I wouldn't do to another.
Yeah.
There are certain things, because I'm a human, because I'm not a dog, I wouldn't do another. I've had cases where someone has beaten their spouse because maybe they scratched something of theirs.
A precious thing.
Yeah, but when we are driving cars every day, we knock each other. and you get out and box everyone who knocks your car. I think it is. I don't know why the worst of everyone comes out in their marriage. It's
because you're with this person all the time. Now the people you meet at
interestingly,
work and what?
We spend more time in our workplaces, but we are at our best in our workplaces. Most people, they go to workplaces. Some reach there at 6 and probably leave at 7.
And they bring
especially
sleep at home.
Yes. And then they are with each other for 4 hours when they are awake. Then they sleep.
Yeah.
And you're like, but when they are with the people for
their
12
bosses,
hours,
they are so
they
nice.
are at their best. They are nice. And then the person they should be with, they are their worst.
So what is involved besides thank you, I'm sorry?
We need to make it easy for others to live with us. I think that's another thing. I've even had many counselors telling people, be patient. You know, while you tell someone be patient, you need also be talking to the other person and tell them, you know what?
Behave.
You what you're doing is not right.
Yeah.
It is. I think today the session is more about quarreling than really talking about an aspect, but quarreling in a good way.
Rony,
that it is that people
father,
need to be courteous.
Did I tell you my father had a book called Empisa Ennungi ez'obuntu bulamu? That's in Luganda, meaning good manners.
Yeah.
So he would read that book to us on the dining so that we learn Empisa Ennungi ez'obuntu bulamu. Like, things like greeting your spouse. Some people don't greet their spouses. You wake up in the morning, you don't say good morning to your spouse. You don't say, when you meet them, you don't greet them. You don't say good night. You, there's something even Ronnie does. For that one, I wasn't doing, and I was amused. It still amuses me. We come back home driving together, and when we park, when we reach home, he tells me, "Welcome back." That still amuses me up to now. As in, we've been together in the car moving, and then when we reach home, he's like, "Wife, welcome back home." And I found it beautiful that mpise nojezo.
Yeah, there's a thing I learned from my parents when they used to do it for us, and I've also passed it on to the children, and but I also think it's good to take to marriages. Whenever I remember, sometimes I noticed my father would tell me, would come and ask me, "What are you doing?" And I would say maybe, "Oh, I'm watching a movie." And say, "How long do you think it's going to last?" And I may say, 1 hour. It's left with 1 hour. And then he would say,
after that 1
"When
hour,
you're done with your movie, can you help me and wash the car? Or when you get some time in the day, can you help me and iron those clothes for me?" Or, and remember that also he would do the same thing. He would say, "When you get time, can you go and do this errand for me?" But I know when they would ask, I think it is something I've carried, and I know that I need to tell that to my spouse when it's possible. When you're coming from work,
can you help
can
me?
you please pass by and buy me this medicine? Those are simple things. The way we communicate, our courteousness, but that also helps us to become stronger and build better bonds in our marriages. And it also goes back to the other thing. Our children are watching, and they're saying, "Oh, this is how you treat. This is how you treat a person."
Yeah.
But it is it's something that we need to go into the marriage. Marriages should be marriage life. Being married to someone should be something that is so easy if we are courteous to people. We are courteous to strangers. It's very easy to be courteous to the person you're going with, to stay with. The person who will cry when you die. The person who will
we will not cry.
the person who
You'll
will
be alone there
miss
in
you
your
the
cup of
most.
feet.
The person who will miss you the most. The person who will see your worst. The person who will see you down and they still love you. I think we need to be better at that. It's a simple thing, and if you are not raised like that, there
Learn.
is a book called How to Make Friends and Influence People. It goes around those lines. I don't have the exact headline, but it was made by it was written by Napoleon Hill. If you look in Napoleon Hill books, you'll find it. In one of those principles, he said, when he actually says, "You love cakes, don't you?" And the person, I think it was, you try to create a monologue, and "You love cakes, don't you?" And the person and the other, like, "Yes, but you also love to fish. So when you go to fish, do you go with a cake? No. When you go to fish, what do you go with? You go with a worm. But you don't eat a worm. But you know that the fish loves worm. So for you to get a fish, you have to go with a worm."
Yes.
That's how it is in all relationships. You need to appreciate that your spouse doesn't like the same things you like, but you move a step closer and say, "I'll bring a worm while I eat my cake, just so you can come closer." And it is about that courteousness. Anyway, the video was made, I think, to vent about
my husband
people
vents
who
about
are-
that. He's like,
people who are
that is
who
bad
are-
manners.
who
How
are
do you
bit-
shout at
and
your spouse?
every
It's
day
bad manners.
we keep blaming how the devil has entered them. The devil is making this and this and this. Come on, we have free will, and let's stop blaming the devil for being bad mannered. Okay. I think
But the
most
devil
of,
is bad mannered.
I will not go into that that conversation. It's theological, but we all know that it is something that you whatever.
In brief, husband, after you're venting, what are you trying to say?
No, let me tell you a story. It is a joke that a devil was passing in a village, and it was walking by. Then he saw a goat on a rope. It untied the goat. Then the goat went and ate someone's, I think, cassava or whatever it was. I think they were goats. Then the neighbor came and said, your goat ate my cassava. And he got a panga and cut the goat. And the other neighbor came out and said, you've cut my goat, I'm going to cut you. So he cut him. And then before you know it, the clans started fighting. And then God said, you devil, look what you did. And the devil said, I didn't do anything. I untied the goat. Anyway, that's a joke aside to just spice up the video. But let's be courteous in our relationship. That's what our message is today.
Yeah.
Okay. We wish you all the best. Continue looking out for us, the couple binders.
And turn to your spouse. If you're with them, do something courteous. If you didn't greet them, greet them.
Yeah.
Very simple and that.
Tell them you love them.
Yeah. Tell me.
I love you.
I love you too. Courteous.
Anyway, catch you. Bye.